Hello, YouTube. Don't worry, I haven't got corona. I'm just coughing. I just had some Walker's Max cheese and onion, so I've got a bit of a croaky throat, but I'm fine. Right, so I'm making this video, as my YouTube friends and stuff will know, concerning the job that I went for. And I was like really looking forward to it, and everything was looking like positive. They sent me out the paperwork and like got me to do like a health questionnaire and stuff, and asked for references, and I filled out all the paperwork, which took ages for my DBS check, because obviously working with vulnerable people, they do a DBS check. I've got a criminal record. I'm not gonna lie. It was 11 years ago. I went to prison for a month, appealed a 10-month sentence because basically the judge was a twat, and because I didn't grass up the people that I done it with, he decided to give me a prison sentence when he should have just like got me to do community service. I know people that have dealt fucking class A like cocaine and all that kind of shit and got fucking community service. Like fucking I just stole some money from a fucking big business that like makes like millions of pounds, so I don't think it like was worth sending me to prison, which cost the taxpayers like thousands of pounds. You know what I mean? It's like it was pointless. But there you go. But I was honest with them, told them before I even flip in at the interview that like it would come up, because obviously it would still come up. It's 11 years ago, but I think if it was an enhanced DBS, it would still come up. And I'm not ashamed of the fact I've done it. Like it was in my past. It taught me that it's not worth doing crime. That it doesn't pay. It's short-term payment, but fucking long-term, it's like it's crap. And people don't like people that have gone to prison. They don't like they don't want to associate with people that have broken the law. Like I'm not a fucking criminal. I've done a criminal thing, but like I'm not a criminal. I'm a normal everyday fucking bloke. So I don't make a habit of like breaking the law on a regular basis, if at all. So I don't want my past to dictate my future. So I'm honest about things. And when it came to the health questionnaire, I was too flipping honest, because I said that I have mental health issues. Like as I said before, my dad was sectioned, and yeah, and quite a few of like my family members and stuff have got mental health issues. My niece has got like multiple personality, not even multiple, fucking borderline personality disorder. And she's a carer. She's worked, or a support worker, or something along those lines. She works in mental health. She used to work at a mental health hospital, psychiatric hospital called St Matthew's, and now she works for St Andrews, which is one of the biggest private flipping psychiatric hospitals in the country. I think like it's a group, and I think they're like literally the biggest fucking psychiatric company in the UK. But she apparently, this is only apparently, didn't tell them about her mental health like issues when it came to her first application at St Matthew's. Where I fucking just said, look, I've had depression and anxiety for like since I was like 17 or something, so like fucking 20 years or whatever. And I take medication. I have anxiety sometimes, like not quite bad, like mildly. It's not even fucking really that bad. Like I still go out, I still do things, I still talk to people. It doesn't actually stop me from doing much. I think it just makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel awkward and just shaky and withdrawn is what I feel. I don't feel withdrawn. I don't want to socialise. I don't want to be in a social situation. I don't want to have to fucking talk to people. When I'm feeling anxious, I just want to be alone and just fuck off for a bit and not have to deal with people, because people generally piss me the fuck off. Not gonna lie, don't like people. No, I do like people, But when I'm in that kind of frame of mind, I don't like people. But generally speaking, my mental health isn't that bad. I take medication for it. I've learned to cope with it and deal with it, and I'm aware of it, so I know what to do, and it's not that bad. Like, I managed to maintain a job at the moment, so it's obviously not that bad. And they said, and the reason they said was because I'll be working with people that have mental health conditions, and that, like, basically, if you're broken, you can't fix someone that's broken if you're broken. It's like, this isn't a fucking relationship. This is a work job. It's a job. Like, flipping, I'm not a trained fucking psychologist or something that's going to be fixing their mental health conditions. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be someone that's like supporting them in doing activities which help them like have good mental health. I'm not going to flipping be diagnosing or flipping treating their flipping mental health issues. I'm just going to be there flipping supporting them in the activities they want to do to like feel good about themselves. I'm going to help them, like, do you know what I mean? And it's like, to me, it makes more sense to have someone working in a mental health setting that's got mental health condition than someone that's flipping has no experience of it. If you've got no experience of what it's like to be depressed or to be anxious, then how are you going to empathise with someone that is suffering with like mental health, like, do you know what I mean, anxiety or depression or whatever? You can't relate to someone if you haven't experienced it yourself. It's like, you can't teach someone to skate that's like you've never skated yourself. You can't. You can have the theory, but to truly grasp what it's like, you need to have experienced it yourself. It really helps to talk from experience, and people respect people that've got experience because obviously they know what they're fucking talking about because they've experienced it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that they discriminate against me because the fact I've got a mental health condition, and I've been honest about it, and it's like, it's not that severe. I've never been sectioned. I've never flipping been administered to any kind of like mental health unit or anything like that. I've had a bit of therapy, tiny bit, and I've had, well, I basically had a community mental health nurse that I used to go and see, but basically they discharged me. They said, well, like, you can either go and have counselling or whatever, or not, but like, we can't help you anymore. Like, there's nothing we can do. And like, I agree. Like, flipping, your mental health is your problem, and it's your concern, and you're the one that has to fucking deal with it, and you're the one that has to like fucking find the best solution for you. And for me, it's not talking to someone, it's just living my life and making sure that I make positive and good decisions that positively affect my mental health. If I choose to spend the day in bed and eat shitloads of fucking junk food and smoke cigarettes or whatever, it's not going to be positive for my mental health. But if I go out and exercise, I quit smoking, and I have a healthy diet, my mental health is going to be much better. So it's really a case of just making sure that you make the right choices with your life and decide to do things that make you feel good about yourself and make you feel happy. It's like, your mental health is just basically your happiness, and like making choices that make you happy and are good for your body and good for your mind. And like, I'm fully aware of the things that are good for my mind and what I believe in and what makes me happy. Like, I'm 33 years old. I think I should know what makes me happy by now. So, yeah, like, fucking, I don't understand why they can't be compassionate as someone, as a company that works with people with mental health conditions. Why can't they employ someone that like flipping has openly admitted that they do? And I think the amount of like people who work in mental health and flipping as support workers and like help people and carers in like different settings. I'm not talking about just in like residential settings. I'm talking about flipping support workers, people that work in flipping secure like mental health units, prisons, all of these different places. A lot of those people, like even the charity that I live with, like the people that are my like support workers and stuff, they suffer with mental health issues. Like flipping, my old support worker flipping had like a month and a half, maybe even 2 months off work with like anxiety, and like he's maintained a job for like flipping years and years in a setting where he's working with people who've like got drug addictions and flipping anxiety, depression. Do you know what I mean? Myriad of different like issues, and like flipping, he suffers with himself, which is, I think, fair play, because at least he can fucking empathise with me and like fucking tell me how he copes with it and stuff. And I feel on the same level as him, which is a great place to be. I don't think you have to be like try and make out that you're perfect or whatever to support someone. I think it's meeting people at the level they're at and trying to build them up. Like, it doesn't matter about what position I'm in. My job would be to fucking help people to find what makes them happy and keeps them in a good place, and supporting them to stay there. Do you know what I mean? Or progress and get better, and do you know what I mean? Have a fulfilling life. And I really feel like the company that I've applied for have basically prosecuted me for flipping being honest with them, and I think it's really unfair and unjust, and I'm not really happy with it. So I'm not going to tell you who that company is, because I've appealed the decision, and hopefully they'll listen to what I've got to say and give me a chance. But if they do like continue to maintain that like flipping they won't offer me the job because of like mental health condition, I think that's prejudice, and I think that's totally unjust. And hopefully, if they do maintain that, I can do something legally about it, because I will sue them. Like, if I can get legal aid or whatever, and get someone to flip in, represent me in like a tribunal or whatever. I don't know if you can really bring a tribunal against companies that haven't actually employed you, but they made an offer of employment, and I feel like they have a duty of care to flip in to employ people if they're being honest and real and like they're suitable for the flipping job. I don't think that the fact I've got mental health issues makes me unsuitable to do the job. I think it actually makes me more suitable for the flipping job than someone that doesn't. So there you go. Right, I've been nattering for like 12 minutes now, so I'm going to shut up and yeah, let you ponder on what I've just said. Thank you very much. Peace.